everybody, Cyndi Williams here from Careers on Vacation. I have the amazing Karla Cunningham with Yellow City Travel, one of my clients who just graduated from the Careers on Vacation program. Hey Karla, how are you today?
Hey Cyndi, I'm good.
Thank you so much for spending some time with us today and sharing your story. We were just talking last week about your amazing journey, and I was like, let's share this with people because I'm sure other people are in the same situation. So maybe let's just start with that. Tell us a little bit about where you were before the program and how your journey started with us.
So I had already been in the travel agency industry for about 4 years. I was looking to expand my business. I wasn't seeing the effects of my social media work or anything like that I was really wanting to have. I was also looking to go out on my own, and I was a little scared to do so without somebody helping me a little bit. And I found the Careers on Vacation program on Facebook and did a discovery call with Cyndi, and I immediately knew that that's what I needed to do.
How did you immediately know? What that told you?
So I felt like I Facebook stalked you and checked out.
I love it.
Social media campaigns, things like that, because that was really where I felt like my business was lacking. And so I knew that you had a piece that I had not yet figured out. And so after talking with my husband and really discussing what we wanted to do and where we wanted to go with my new agency, we decided that that was something that was worth the time and the effort in order to get that education.
Yeah, absolutely. And so many people struggle with that. It's funny because this week, actually, we're doing a whole bunch of free videos and content, but in the program, we really get detailed on here's the step-by-step how you put it in place. But social media is like a full-time job. Marketing for any business can be a full-time job. So having that piece where you're like, just tell me what to do, what will work, and how do I lay it out and not get overwhelmed with all of this stuff that's out there and kind of demystify that process. So Karla, what was your biggest win or celebration going through the program?
So I have a couple, but I think my biggest was I booked a honeymoon couple and they completely found me 100% through Facebook and Google. And so when they went in and they read my reviews and things like that, they were impressed and they wanted to meet. And it really opened up a door, because before that, I would say probably 95% of my business was repeat or referrals from my repeat clients, which is big. But if you're never tapping into the other world that's out there, then you're never going to be able to fully realize what you're wanting to do.
Absolutely. And you already had hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in sales before you came to me. Good agents don't have a problem getting recurring business. It's how do I get new clients into my business? Because once you make them a client, then your business is growing year after year, but you have to have that kind of that fresh blood coming in to make that work, right? So how would you say in terms of, and I remember when you posted that day, that was amazing. You're like, it's working and it's 100% because I took this program in our, because we have a Facebook group set up for people going through the program. And I was like, yes, I love wins and celebrations because it does work. But that first time you book a commission for that new client that you never would have had, it's like, okay, return on investment, which by the way, I have to share with people because people think I go through this program and then I'll put it into place and then I'll start making money. That's not how it works. You've been getting commission checks every single month you've been in the program. Can you talk about that for a second?
Yeah, so the day that I decided to go out on my own and I started under Cyndi with Travel Quest, I had 4 new clients sitting at my door. And so a lot of times with travel, because you don't get paid until after they've traveled, it could be 6 months, a year before you ever see anything off of that. I was just very, very blessed to have gotten some trips that booked pretty early in April and May and things like that. And so I have already made back my tuition for the course. And that's just since.
Yay! Let's just say yay! because people are like, am I going to make my return on investment? You've done it and you literally just graduated last week.
Well, and I really think that it's one of those things that you get what you put into it. If you don't put the work into it, then you're not going to get your return on investment. If you put the work in and you really follow the program, then yeah, you will see the return on investment. And right now in the middle of July, I am looking at 4 times my investment in income.
Hello, yay! Let's all give Karla a round of applause. That's amazing. How good do you feel?
It's great. I remember my very first year that I topped $10,000 and I just thought I was on top of the world. And I worked my hiney off for every dollar that I got that year. And then this year I've more than doubled that. And I've worked hard and I've done the work and things like that, but it has been a much easier and smoother process than it ever was before.
Yeah, because you don't want to spend hours and years figuring out marketing stuff. You want to get calls on your phone to book travel to make money. And here's the beautiful thing, like you've already made back 4 times your investment. We don't teach you, like, you know, we look at all these MLMs and stuff that's out there, like, oh, come work for me. We teach people how to do this for yourself for the rest of your life. So now that you have the tools, resources, processes, you've already made back, you have 4 times what you paid on the books, but every month for the rest of your life now, you can repeat the process, and every year your business will grow bigger and bigger and bigger. We teach people how to fish, right? We're not selling you a fish dinner. It's like we're really engaged and, you know, holding your hand through that process of let's get it out there, up, running, automated, so you have those leads coming in and you're making sales, which you obviously have. So kudos to you. I want to go back to what you said about those 4 people, because you and I had a really heart-to-heart conversation about that. And I think that speaks to the mindset work that we do in the program, because you told me you had to go through that like letting go process, and then the 4 showed up. Will you share that story with everyone who's listening?
So I had been wanting to go out on my own for about 6 months or so, and I just had convinced myself that I couldn't do it. And I say that God pushed me off a cliff because he was tired of me teetering there. Was I going to stay or was I going to go? And he was tired of it. And he just shoved me off the cliff. And the next day I had 4 calls from 4 brand new clients. One of them booked one of my largest trips to date. And it was so reaffirming that people actually want to work with me. I wasn't getting clients because of where I was at. I was getting clients because I'm a very good travel agent. And I think that was one of the things. There's a module where we discussed your affirmations, and actually sit down and write those out. And I have them, my desk has a kind of a wall in front of it, and I have them taped to my wall, so that when I'm doubting myself, I'm doubting what I'm doing, I look up and I see those and I'm like, no, you are good at what you do. You know what you have been taught through Careers on Vacations. You can continue to build on this, because it almost seems like I get to a level and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not ever going to be able to go past that level. And then the next day, like something comes in and I'm like, oh, okay, so I am going to pass that level. And you know, I have big dreams, I have big goals, and my biggest being that by the time my oldest is 16 and I have to pay for his car insurance, that I'm completely making 100% of full-time living at doing this. I mean, obviously already this year I will make a full-time living, but I mean, I'm hoping that like 6-figure income by then.
Yeah, that's why we're all here. Absolutely. And you are totally capable of that. You're already well on your way. But I love, like, a lot of times we'll ask that question, like, hey, was it hard for you to jump in? And people are like, no, once we connected, blah, blah, blah. But for you, it was, and that's okay. Because a lot of people struggle with that self-doubt, or they talk themselves out of it, or they're like, oh, other people can have success, but I don't know if I'm capable of doing that. But the minute, look how you were rewarded, the minute you jumped in, then the next day, 4 leads, 4 sales. And you're like, you know, you get past that fear of making the decision and committing to do it. And you're like, holy cow, I'm in it, and let's go. And from there, for you, it's just been a beautiful unfolding process, I think, because you're like, wow, I beat my goal. And then you're like, maybe I should have a new goal, right? So I am totally deserving and worthy of a six-figure salary and beyond. So
Yes.
that's fantastic, Karla. I love that it was I don't love that it was a struggle for you personally, but I love that you worked past the knowing that maybe it starts with that little voice, like, maybe I can do this. Maybe I should do this. Then you talk yourself out of it and you go back and forth. But when you made that call, I mean, once you made that final call, how did it feel for you?
It was very liberating. And because Careers on Vacation really focuses on a positive mindset, it really did open up so many more avenues to me that I just didn't see there. And I had been given a great foundation in travel. I knew a lot. I knew what I needed to know to book travel. I knew my suppliers. I had built good relationships with BDMs, things of that sort. But finding that positive mindset really shifted the way my business operates. And so, yeah, it was scary, and it was a little like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? This is probably the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. I had a great husband that was like, no, you're fine. This is what you need to do. This is what I feel like you're supposed to be doing. Every time I'd be like, I have a college degree. I was like, maybe I should just go get a job. And he'd be like, no, travel is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you're supposed to do. And so I had the backing, I had his backing, and then I had you and Stephanie in my court, and that made a huge difference. Having somebody that I could email, when I ran into something, or, hey, so this ad is not working right. What's going on? Having that ability was absolutely amazing during the course of the program.
Yeah, and it's really important because you have accountability and you have someone there who can check your stuff. Because it's one thing like, oh, let me buy this little program, and there's never anyone you can talk to or anyone who's in your corner or anyone you'd be like, okay, you showed me like the basic how to set up Facebook ads, how to do stuff on Instagram, but can you check it? Is this right? Is this how it should be performing? And that's where the mastermind format, seeing how other people, what they're sharing their successes and going through that step by step and going, I'm stuck here at this button, because it's very detailed. It's like, it can become like a nightmare. Karla, what would you tell people who are kind of sitting on the fence and thinking about joining Careers on Vacation?
I think you just have to jump in. I am a very hesitant participant in a lot of things in life. But after I talked to you on the very first discovery call, and even back in January, I knew that this was the route I needed to go. And, I had to figure out some things on finances, things like that. But as I said, once I got started, I've made it back. And so I just have to say, you just have to go for it and trust the processes, trust what Cyndi's teaching, and you'll be just fine.
I love it. We love it. We love it. So Karla, the future of Yellow City Travel, what are you most excited about? Last question, I promise.
Most excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see where we're going. I'm really hoping within 2019 to add maybe an agent or two to my team. I feel like there are some great travel agencies here in the Panhandle, but I think that there's room for more. And so I'm really hoping to be able to just expand and build on what I know. And I'm thankful to have the Careers on Vacation grad group, because I know that as new information comes out, it'll be shared with us there, so that I don't necessarily have to worry every second of every day of staying on top of all of the new information. And so I'm just super excited to move from here and see where we wind up in the next 5 years. I work in a co-working space, and she's expanding into another space to offer some offices. And I walked in and there's one, and I'm like, that's my office. Not today, maybe not tomorrow, but in a few years, that will be my office, and place for my agents to come, place for me to work, things of that sort.
That's amazing. You have such great plans, and your branding turned out so beautifully, because like most of our clients, you went through a rebranding process because we want to make sure we're attracting the right type of clients, which you are now. I think your branding turned out awesome. We're going to splice that in here so everyone can see. And we're also going to provide your link down below so people can like and follow and communicate with your agency in the future as well. I want to say one last thing, because the other thing we really worked hard on, which we do with every single person in the program, is your SEO, your search engine optimization. We don't talk about that a lot in the program. We don't even advertise it. I know people pay services a ton of money to manage that. We teach you guys how to do it free and how to do it organically. Where did you move in your SEO from start to where we ended?
At start, I didn't even know I needed an SEO presence. And so I literally started from starting my Google business page. And last week when we talked and we looked it up, I was ranking #1 in the area.
#1, guys, in less than 12 weeks. And we cannot guarantee that, because SEO, Google is its own monster, but more and more, because we have it down to a pretty good science. We know it works. My background is travel and marketing. We teach you guys how to do it for free. So you're getting those free Google leads, because Google is the new phone book, right? It's one of those things where you have to understand how that process works. So that was a super win that I almost forgot about that I wanted to mention. But Karla, you have been amazing to work with. You showed up, you did the work, you were coachable, you were open. You were a skeptic at the beginning, which I love, because I love to come back and go, here we are. And now you're telling people about it. So that's amazing. Guys, I'm going to link Karla's info below. Make sure you like and follow her stuff. And if you are struggling, if you are a great agent like Karla is, doing hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but you don't have leads coming in, or you're still running your business kind of like a hobby, or even if you do have a bunch of agents and they're not performing, reach out to us at Careers on Vacation. Have the same experience Karla did. Or if you're brand new, you have no idea how to even start this process, get with us, do a discovery call so we can walk you through if it's a fit working together, and we'll hold your hand through the process. But thanks for tuning in today. We appreciate you guys so much. I'm going to link everything below, and have a great day. Bye, guys.
Bye.